Hello and welcome to day 5 of Capture the Season's Autumn. And congratulations, you've made it to the final day of the course. Thank you so much for coming with me on this journey through the season of autumn. And I hope you've enjoyed each step and each day. Feel free to go back and do any of the days again, or just pick out whichever one really speaks to you and go over them as many times as you like. You may want to do them all again, or there may be one or two that really you feel like you could explore further. Feel free to do that, and that's exactly why I've designed the course like this, so you can go at your own pace and enjoy or pick out things that you feel more connected to, or that you're getting so much more out of. And then finally, this day is really about bringing it all together and celebrating all that you've been through, all the journey we've been up to so far. And really, today, even though it is a celebration, it is about really sort of bringing it all back together and sort of exploring each part. So we've gone through from the beginning, where we were looking at abundance, which was just really about appreciating the abundance that this season, autumn, has to offer, and bring that feeling into ourselves, really appreciating what we can harvest and the fruitfulness of our lives, and really just take a look and feel into that. And the second day, we looked and explored the art of letting go, which is something autumn is teaching us. It is really about letting go and then creating space for new things to come in. And with creativity, that's so important to allow ourselves to do that, and just giving ourselves space. And if you've been going through this program, you've been doing exactly that. And it's just so good this day and age to be able to sit back and maybe just take a little bit of time out of our daily routines to do that. It sometimes feels like a luxury, but it shouldn't be. It should be something that we do regularly, and hopefully this will encourage you to do that. And then we moved on to the rest and restore, which really moves again into sort of taking care to notice when you need some rest and which area you need the rest in. Sometimes is physical rest, and actually I will put down in this course, I've got a downloadable on sleep and a little challenge of how to build a sleep routine to make sure that you're kind of looking at it not just at the end of the day but throughout the day, things that can help you get to the end of the day without stressing about sleep. If you do have any issues with sleep, it could be very useful for you. But there's other things like emotional rest, and maybe journaling and making some notes about how you've been feeling all through this course has helped, because that's a really good thing to do. Just regularly jot down thoughts. I have a journal by my bedside, which I normally, when I wake up, things are streaming, just subconsciously coming through, and I will write down what it is. And later when I have time, I might revisit it, and it could be a sketch even. But I do encourage you to have a notebook or a journal. And whether you like writing or drawing, it's a really good way to sort of let some of those thoughts come out. And the more we kind of get rid of the sort of clutter, as it were, the inspiration has a chance to really speak and come through out of the blue. So it's good to have that journal or notebook or sketchbook to hand just for those moments. And then we moved through into exploring colour and looking at all the colour that autumn has on display for us right now, and taking the opportunity to really go out there and catch it when you can. And colour also, how it can communicate with us and how we feel when we're noticing different colours, and how we can then translate that into, well, we used it for affirmations, but as we're doing that, we're thinking through the words we may be using, and particularly in like trends, we want to describe the feeling as well in words, as well as putting color palettes together. But that's a very useful way of just starting to translate using your intuition to find the color that calls to you, then translating that into something more physical and tangible and workable with. Or it can be simply for pleasure. It could be for your home, it could be for your work, it could be for maybe coordinating a colour scheme for a wedding or a party. There's so many ways we put colour to use. So that was colour, and today it's really about bringing that all together and celebrating, because it's really important to do that. Take these moments and just say thank you, and maybe then also extend that to others, and join together and really appreciate those moments of bringing that celebration and that feeling through in the way that you maybe host something. I love having a gathering at autumn particularly. It feels slightly less pressurized than Christmas. It's a really nice way to get people together, and I do actually have a gathering outside. Hopefully the weather's okay today. Pretty rainy here, but you just wrap up and you put on your the right clothing and you're fine. But it's really nice to kind of maybe make something, and again that's connecting to your creativity, giving yourself that time to maybe make something by hand. It could be something really simple, like if you're sort of having a gathering and you want to sort of even just lay the table beautifully, bring flowers from outside in, and it doesn't have to be flowers, it can be greenery like the ones I've got in here, or simply put some leaves on the table. Just bring that colour to the table. It could be apples. I've got apples from my garden that I like to kind of put around on the table, or you can find these beautiful gourds. So many colours and textures of these, and they're beautiful to sort of decorate your home. So you're really bringing nature in and celebrating all of those kind of those elements that we've been looking at outside. And if you're making some food with the pumpkins and squashes and all those colours, are so beautiful. And even the seeds, pumpkin seeds, when you scatter them over the soups, all those colours and textures really remind us of all of the things we've been looking at through this course. So I encourage you to, whether it's just for a friend or a bigger gathering or for some colleagues, whoever you feel that you want to sort of share this experience with, have a sort of celebration and make some sort of seasonal foods. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can make it as simple or as complex as you like. Even wrapping a bit of raffia around a napkin's a really nice touch, bringing that sort of straw element in. If you're outside, you may collect some things. I always collect like conkers and beech nuts and put them in little bowls and scatter them around on the tables. Actually, I was just thinking this looks a bit too inviting, almost like it could be a snack bowl, but obviously don't eat these. It would not be a good idea, but they do look pretty on a table, even loosely scattered around. And light candles. Candles is a really important thing. I'm just bringing up my candle here, because now the time is getting darker. It's really nice to bring that light to the table and to our homes. And I've found these lovely coloured candles that are very autumnal kind of shades, but it's really about the light and bringing that back in and acknowledging that we are going into that darker time, and it's a sort of more quieter, stiller time, but also to bring the light in. And it's really nice to acknowledge that we may not all be having like bonfires, and not have space to have a bonfire at home, but it is a seasonal time to do that. But if not, like candles, it's really beautiful as well. So all these little elements you can bring into your celebration: the colour, the nature, the foods, and all the textures. It's a really nice way to sort of bring it all together, bring it home as it were, and share it with friends, family, colleagues, and enjoy gathering and coming together and celebrating the season of autumn. So that really is the task today, is to think about how you would like to celebrate and acknowledge how far you've come through this season, and just giving yourself that kind of grounding before we set off to the next season, which will be winter. And it will be getting darker, the colours will change again, and we may just have another sort of thought about what we'll be doing in winter, but just appreciate now and enjoy autumn while it's here and the message it has to give us. So I'd like to thank you again very much for joining me on this journey, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad you are here, and if you'd like to join me on my next course, I do winter, and then we'll be coming into spring, and then it'll be summer again. So if you enjoyed this, there is also the rest of the year to look forward to as well. So thank you so much, and I wish you a very happy autumn.